Okay, today we are going to do a super difficult wrap with this game that we have. As you can tell, it's an odd shape. We're going to use our personalized wrapping paper. This is going to be very difficult. The goal here is to only use one sheet of wrapping paper, and we're probably going to use too much tape and make too many cuts. So what we'll do is we'll start with the traditional way and see what we can come up with. Fortunately, there's only a slight bend on this side, so we're just going to treat like that whole side is straight. And we'll just go ahead and we'll make our first tape there, and then it gets tricky as we move into this side over here. Of course, we've got this huge bend right here, so I'm going to make a test and do a big long cut all the way over. This way we can achieve our wrap with the way that we want it. So as we can see, we've got this here. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to make another cut right here that tries to follow this, the curve. So I'm going to tape this into place, and then I'm going to take my scissors and rotate this so I can do it a little bit easier. I know you're watching it from the wrong perspective. And I'm going to follow this bend as much as I can so we can see that we've got that there. And now I can take this and line it up to where it matches the front of the box, and then I'm going to fold it back. Now we're probably going to have quite a messy looking back of the present. Good thing we're only going to show the front when we give this to the individual. Now we have another big problem right here with this bend, so we're going to go ahead and make another cut, probably right around here, and try and shape it around the box. As I make this cut, you'll see that I may actually end up having to make another cut because it comes here. So I'm going to make another cut in between these two pieces, so that way we can follow the shape of the box and overlap the pieces of paper as we need to. Now, this is going to get a little tricky because you don't want to follow the curves completely. So you're going to have to do some pleating where you kind of make it, do some extra folds to have that pleat the way that you want, and fold the right way. Sometimes I fold it out. You can see the inside of the wrapping paper at that point. But if you want to keep it nice and tidy, you can fold it just like that. We'll get this secured in place. And you can see all these different pleats that we have right here. We do have a little bit showing there. That is a little bit of a hazard. Again, this is going to be something more difficult that you probably won't do, but we're going to do that here with our gift wrap challenge, where we're wrapping some of the most difficult shaped presents. We want to keep that there to give it as much coverage as we can. So we'll just try and keep the tape off the front and just tape the side. Now we can move on to this piece here. We want to have some coverage and not have the side show too much. So we'll come here and wrap it, of course, in this manner. And you can see we're starting to follow the shape of the present. And again, I'm just going to do some tuck and pleats here so I don't have too many cuts, but a nice tight fold. And of course we're going to have some wrinkles, but I think the most important thing is if you do wrap a gift that's extremely difficult like this, like these different shaped boxes, you're going to stand out like nobody's business. And they're just going to look at you and they're going to say, man, what are you doing? And how much time do you have on your hands? Well, fortunately for them, you have way too much time on your hands because you're watching this video here, and you will just be the star of the show, and they will just be in shock and awe. Now we're going to run into another part here where we're going to follow the trim of the box and do some tucks and folds. And then push that in so you don't see any of the white. And we'll come this way, starting to follow the top curve of the box. As I said, too many cuts, too many curves. And this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky because it goes again, you can see some more detail. We'll take a break from that. Let's go ahead and just wrap the bottom and seal that up so we can stand it up if we need to. This is the one flat side that's actually truly flat. The other side we just faked to make it look that way. This side truly is. And so of course, that is the easiest and fastest way for us to catch up on some time. So I'm going to stand this up a little here, take it in. So I'm going to go ahead and make another cut. Comes down at that curve. You can see where that kind of takes us. Now, again, I don't want it to wrap this way because I want to cover up this area here. So I'm just going to come straight back. But what this cut allows me to do is add a little bit of a pleat. Of course, it's going to be taped over. Again, we're not going for the neat factor of the front and the back. We're going for more of the wow factor. You can start to see here that our gift is already starting to take shape. We'll go ahead and we'll add some tape to the sides as well as we get closer to the end. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky because we have this rounded corner here. We try to wrap it the traditional way. It might get stuck and have some extra space left over. So what we can do is we'll just wrap the top here. We actually might be able to get away with that. I take that back. So let's go ahead and we can fold this in just so it stays out of the way of this back flap here. We might do something a little bit creative, but we can take that and come in, and as we tape here, we have this odd flap on top and this bump here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll just kind of complete that again. Hopefully your dog's not too picky, or your kid, on seeing their face on the wrapping paper that you can get from Happy Wrap. And we'll just go ahead and we'll plop that in. And then with this one on the back, we still have a little bit of some of the box showing. So what we'll do is we'll just go straight from the corner and cut it in. That'll allow us to kind of tuck there and do some, I don't know, some interesting folding to try and cover up as much of the back as we can. See if we can take advantage of that. Now, this isn't the most ideal, like I said, but we're going for more of the wow factor that people will see, oh, man, they wrapped the entire shape of the box. And so we'll just add a little bit here, finish it up, and here you go. Now that is how you wrap a difficult box. Like I said, don't look at the back, don't look at the top, or that side. Those are not what we want to see. We're just showing that we can wrap to any shape. Thanks for joining us on a story time gift wrap day here on Happy Wrap.